Solo, a Star Wars story brought all the charm and charisma that you'd expect from a young Han Solo. Warning, this article contains spoilers for Solo, a Star Wars story and Solo's Golden Dice, or Chance Cubes as they are known in the Star Wars universe, first appeared in Han's possession during A New Hope. They ceased to reappear, despite various directors' attempts to get them in, until Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi. Solo, a Star Wars story release. When does the Han Solo movie come out? Related articles. Solo 2, how two major Star Wars villains are set up for the sequel Star Wars Solo, the returning Phantom Menace character you missed. Solo, a Star Wars story brings the Dice's origin into bittersweet clarity. They are a good luck charm that Han bestows upon Kyra, which she returns to him later in the movie. Han Solo, the all-knowing Solo, a Star Wars story also brings us a young Lando Calrissian, played by Donald Glover. When Han and Lando reunite, Lando greets his frenemy by saying, "I hate you." What is Han's reply? I know, fans will remember this as the way Han responded to Leia when she confessed her love for him. Solo, a Star Wars story. Release date in the UK, cast, trailer and movie plot. Lucasfilm. Solo, a Star Wars story sees Han use the same "I know" line on Lando as he did with Li-8 Millennium Falcon. Millennium Falcon is almost as much of a main character as Han is with the ship in Pride of Place. While trying to make their way through a maelstrom, Lando uploads his droid's brain into the ship, melding L-337 with the Millennium Falcon. Flash forward, or backward, to Return of the Jedi. C-3PO remarks what an odd dialect the Falcon speaks in. Presumably, the voice he is hearing is in part L-337, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Solo, a Star Wars story. WHO as Paul Bettany's character Dryden Voss. Disney. Solo, a Star Wars story reused the epithet of Flyboy to insult Han as a young man. Flyboy. Solo, a Star Wars story likes to pay homage to the themes of its predecessors. Rio Durante, the Ardennian pilot voiced by Jon Favreau, asks what's a fancy Flyboy doing down in the mud when he first sees Han. Of course, this will not be the last time he's called a Flyboy. Leia insults Han with the same epithet in The Last Jedi. Not to be outdone, Captain Holdo, Laura Dern, calls Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaac, a trigger-happy Flyboy in The Last Jedi. Solo, a Star Wars story. WHO is Sandy Newton's character Val. Lucasfilm. Solo, a Star Wars story features Tobias Beckett who hears of a big-shot gangster, Jabba. It turns out, Han does like to shoot first. Despite the decades of arguments whether Han shot Greedo first in that cantina on Tatooine, we can be sure that he wouldn't have survived to that moment if he hadn't shot Beckett first. Wicket then also brought a familiar face into the fold, and for once he actually had his own face. Warwick Davis appeared as part of Enfys Nest, a group of marauders who may turn out to be the foundation of the rebellion. Davis has appeared in countless Star Wars films in various roles, from Ewoks to Street Traders. Davis even doubled for the ultimate Jedi Master himself, Yoda. Solo, a Star Wars story. WHO is Emilia Clarke's character Kyra. 20th Century Fox. Solo, a Star Wars story gave us the beginning of Lando Calrissian's character 12 or 14 parsecs. A fan favorite. Solo, a Star Wars story brought audiences the origin of the legendary Kessel Run. In The Force Awakens, Rey, Daisy Ridley, is starstruck by Han and the Millennium Falcon. "This is the ship that made the Kessel Run in 14 parsecs, she says. Han instantly retorts, "It was 12. Han Solo movie, Star Wars hunk. Lando is pansexual. He wants to have sex with everything. Solo, a Star Wars story gave us that climactic Kessel Run, and Han claims at the end that he accomplished it in 12 seconds. Chewie is quick to refute, but Han insists, "It's 12 if you round down." Lando Calrissian sells out. Lando Calrissian as a young man is not only a smooth criminal, but also a man of principle. He declares, "Mining colonies are the worst," clearly unaware that, in his future he'll become the Baron Administrator of the Tabana gas mining colony. Han Solo movie is most expensive Star Wars ever. You won't believe how many millions. 20th Century Fox. Solo, a Star Wars story has Dryden Voss as its main baddie, complete with Indiana Jones Easter egg Jabba the Hutt in his early days. Solo, a Star Wars story introduces us to a new face, Tobias Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson. While the crew are sneaking around a coaxium mining colony, Beckett dons the same disguise Lando uses in Return of the Jedi. Beckett also refers to a big-shot gangster putting a crew together on Tatooine. That gangster? Jabba the Hutt. Han shot first Tobias Beckett doesn't survive Solo, a Star Wars story though. Why? Solo, a Star Wars story, Easter eggs and references spotted Thursday, May 24, 2018. Master criminal and hero to the rebellion Han Solo returns in this spin-off called Solo, a Star Wars story. Play slideshow Lucasfilm 1 of 10 Solo, a Star Wars story. Easter eggs and references spotted Ron Howard's brother Solo, a Star Wars story. Director Ron Howard has a habit of putting his brother, Clint, into his films. In Solo, he appears as the leader of an underground droid cage fighting ring. Indiana Jones homage to another George Lucas movie featuring the original Han Solo, Harrison Ford, and coincidentally written by Solo's writers Lawrence and Jonathan Kasdan, the father and son duo. Head baddie Dryden Voss, Paul Bettany, has a strange skull art